Be prepared. Tomorrow changes everything. And I need you to understand something right now. Before we go any further, what's about to happen on March 16th isn't just another day on the calendar. It's not just another astrological event that sounds interesting, but doesn't actually touch your real life. This is a cosmic wealth activation that only occurs once every few years. And if you're watching this video right now, it's because your soul already knows something massive is about to shift in your physical reality. Most people will wake up on March 16th completely unaware that the universe just opened a portal specifically designed to rewrite their relationship with money. They'll go through their day. Maybe check their bank account with that familiar sinking feeling. Maybe worry about bills or wonder when things will finally get easier. But you're not most people. You found this message. And that's not random. That's the universe making sure you're prepared to receive what's coming. Here's what I need you to know before we dive deeper. If you've been struggling financially, if you've been working hard but the money just doesn't seem to flow the way it should, if you felt like you're doing everything right but abundance keeps slipping through your fingers, there's a reason. And it's not what you think. It's not because you're not good enough. It's not because you don't deserve it. It's because the cosmic timing wasn't aligned yet. Your vessel wasn't ready. The universe was still clearing out the old energy, the old patterns, the old blocks that would have prevented you from holding the wealth that's about to arrive. Think about it like this. You can't pour clean water into a dirty glass. The universe has been cleaning your glass. And now, starting March 16th, the pouring begins. Let me tell you exactly what's happening in the sky. Because this isn't just spiritual talk. This is real cosmic mechanics that astrologers have been tracking for thousands of years. On March 16th, Venus, the planet that governs money, beauty, value, and abundance, enters Taurus. Now, Venus rules Taurus. That means Venus is coming home. It's entering the sign where it has the most power, the most influence, the most ability to manifest tangible, physical results in your life. When Venus is in Taurus, money doesn't just become an idea or a wish. It becomes real. It becomes touchable. It becomes yours. But here's where it gets even more powerful. At the exact same time Venus is settling into Taurus, Mercury stations direct. Mercury has been retrograde, scrambling communications, delaying contracts, making financial decisions feel foggy and uncertain. But on March 16th, Mercury stops moving backward and begins moving forward again. And when Mercury goes direct in Pisces, the sign of intuition and spiritual abundance, it's like the universe is saying, okay, the delays are over. The confusion is lifting. The path forward is clear. It's time to move. So you have Venus entering its home sign, activating your capacity to receive wealth, and Mercury going direct, clearing the mental and logistical blocks that have been keeping money stuck. These two events happening on the same day create what I call a wealth portal, a 48-hour window where the energetic conditions are perfect for financial breakthroughs, unexpected income, new opportunities, and the kind of abundance that feels like the universe finally remembered your address. Now, I know some of you are thinking, I've heard this before. I've tried manifestation. I've done the affirmations. I visualized. And nothing changed. I get it. I really do. But here's what most people don't understand about cosmic timing. Manifestation isn't just about what you do. It's about when you do it. You can plant a seed in the middle of winter and water it every day. But it's not going to grow until spring arrives. March 16th is your spring. The soil is ready. The conditions are right. And if you take the right actions during this 48-hour window, you're going to see results that have been building beneath the surface for months, maybe even years. Let me share something with you. I've been studying astrology and energy work for over a decade, and I've seen this pattern repeat itself over and over. When Venus enters Taurus while Mercury stations direct, people report sudden financial shifts within days, not weeks, not months, days. I'm talking about unexpected checks showing up in the mail, job offers that come out of nowhere, clients reaching out after months of silence, investments that suddenly pay off, old debts being forgiven, money that was owed to you finally arriving. These aren't coincidences. This is the universe responding to the energetic alignment and delivering what's been waiting in the cosmic queue. But here's the thing. The portal doesn't stay open forever. You have 48 hours, from March 16th to March 18th. The energy is at its peak. After that, it starts to fade. Not completely, but the intensity drops. The window begins to close. And if you don't take action during this time, you're essentially telling the universe, I'm not ready. I'll wait for the next opportunity. And the universe will respect that. It won't force abundance on you. It will wait until you signal that you're ready to receive. So what does it mean to be ready? What does it mean to take action during this portal? I'm going to break that down for you in detail. But first, I need you to understand why this moment is so personal for you. Why you, specifically, are being called to pay attention right now. If you've been feeling exhausted lately, if you've been questioning whether all your hard work is even worth it, if you've been on the edge of giving up on a dream or a goal because it just feels too hard, that's not weakness. That's not failure. That's the final stage of preparation. The universe has been testing your commitment. It's been asking, do you really want this? Are you willing to keep going even when you can't see the finish line? And you have. You've kept going. You've kept showing up. You've kept trying even when every logical part of your brain was screaming at you to quit. That persistence, that's what qualifies you for this portal. The universe doesn't reward people who give up at the first sign of difficulty. It rewards people who stay in the game long enough to see the breakthrough. And your breakthrough is here. It's not coming someday. It's not a distant possibility. It's arriving on March 16th. And you need to be ready to catch it. Here's something most people don't realize about abundance. It's not just about attracting money. It's about being able to hold it. There are people who win the lottery and lose everything within a year. There are people who get a big paycheck and somehow it's gone before they even understand where it went. That's because their internal vessel wasn't ready. They didn't have the energetic capacity to hold wealth. The universe gave them the opportunity, but they couldn't sustain it. You're different. The struggles you've been through, the financial stress, the moments where you didn't know how you were going to make it, those weren't punishments. Those were training. The universe was expanding your capacity. It was teaching you the value of money, the importance of resourcefulness, the strength that comes from surviving when things are hard. You've been in the cosmic gym, and now you're strong enough to hold the weight of real abundance. And here's the beautiful part. When Venus enters Taurus, it doesn't just bring money, it brings sustainable wealth. Taurus is an earth sign. It's grounded. It's practical. It's about building something that lasts. So the abundance coming your way isn't a flash in the pan. It's not a temporary high followed by another crash. It's the beginning of a new financial foundation. A foundation built on your worth, your effort, and your willingness to finally receive what you've earned. Now, let me tell you about the signs that the universe has already been preparing you for this moment. Because if you've been paying attention, you've probably noticed some subtle shifts happening over the past few weeks. Maybe you've been thinking about money more than usual. Maybe you've been feeling this restless energy, like something needs to change but you're not sure what. Maybe you've had dreams about abundance, or you've been seeing repeating numbers like 1111 or 444. These aren't random. These are signals. The universe has been sending you breadcrumbs, leading you to this exact moment. Another sign is emotional release. If you've been crying more than usual, if you've been feeling waves of grief or frustration or anger that seem to come out of nowhere, That's not a breakdown. That's a breakthrough in progress. You're releasing old emotional blocks that have been tied to your financial struggles. Every tear is washing away a limiting belief. Every moment of frustration is clearing space for something new. The universe is doing energetic surgery on you. And it's not always comfortable, but it's necessary. Some of you have also been experiencing sudden endings. Maybe a job ended unexpectedly. Maybe a relationship shifted. Maybe a living situation changed. And it felt scary. It felt like everything was falling apart. But here's the truth. The universe was making space. It was removing what was blocking your path to abundance. You can't step into a new financial while still holding on to the old one. Something had to give. And now that it has, the portal can open fully. There's also been a theme of waiting. Waiting for responses. Waiting for decisions. Waiting for clarity. And that waiting has been frustrating. I know. But Mercury retrograde was holding things in place for a reason. It was making sure that when things finally moved forward, they moved in the right direction. All those delays, they were protecting you from opportunities that looked good but weren't aligned with your highest path. Now that Mercury is going direct, the right opportunities are going to start flowing, and they're going to flow fast. So if any of this resonates with you, if you've been experiencing these signs, I need you to do something right now. I need you to comment below and say, I receive abundance. Not because it's a magic spell, but because it's a declaration. You're telling the universe, I'm ready, I'm open, I'm willing to receive. And that declaration shifts your energy from resistance to receptivity. It opens the door. And once the door is open, the universe can deliver. I want to talk about something that most manifestation teachers won't tell you. Because honestly, it makes people uncomfortable. But you need to hear this if you're going to make the most of what's happening on March 16th. The reason most people stay broke isn't because they don't work hard enough. It's not because they don't have good ideas. It's not even because they don't deserve money. It's because somewhere deep in their subconscious, they've made money the enemy. Think about the messages you absorbed growing up. Money is the root of all evil. Rich people are greedy. You have to choose between being spiritual and being wealthy. Money doesn't grow on trees. We can't afford that. These phrases got programmed into your nervous system before you even understood what money was. And now, as an adult, you're walking around with this invisible force field that repels abundance while you consciously try to attract it. It's like trying to drive forward with the parking brake on. You're pressing the gas, wondering why you're not moving, not realizing there's something holding you back that you can't even see. Venus entering Taurus on March 16th is going to bring this conflict to the surface. And I'm telling you this now, so you're not blindsided when it happens. You might find yourself suddenly thinking about old money wounds. Maybe you'll remember a time your family struggled financially and the shame you felt. Maybe you'll recall a moment when having money made you feel guilty or separate from people you loved. Maybe you'll notice yourself sabotaging opportunities without even meaning to. Saying no to things that could help you. Or talking yourself out of taking action because some part of you believes you're safer staying small. This is the cosmic detox. Venus in Taurus doesn't just attract wealth. It forces you to confront everything inside you that's been blocking wealth. And Mercury going direct at the same time means you can't hide from these realizations anymore. The fog lifts. The truth becomes clear. And you have a choice. You can either face these old patterns and release them, or you can let them continue running your life from the shadows. I worked with a woman last year during a similar Venus transit. She'd been struggling financially for years. Always just barely getting by. Always one emergency away from disaster. She did all the manifestation work. She had vision boards. She said affirmations. She visualized abundance every single day. And nothing changed. When we dug deeper, we discovered that when she was 7 years old, her father lost his job. The family went through a terrible financial crisis, and in her child's mind, she made a decision. She decided that having money was dangerous because it could be taken away, and the pain of losing it was worse than never having it at all. So for 30 years, her subconscious had been protecting her from that pain by making sure she never accumulated enough wealth to lose. Once she saw that pattern, once she understood where it came from, everything shifted. Within 2 months, she got a promotion she'd been passed over for 3 times. Within 6 months, she doubled her income. Within a year, she had more money in savings than she'd ever had in her entire life. Not because she suddenly worked harder, not because she got lucky, but because she stopped unconsciously pushing money away. That's what this portal is offering you. A chance to see the invisible walls you've built around abundance. A chance to dismantle them. A chance to rewrite the story you've been telling yourself about what you're allowed to have. Now, let me tell you about the practical magic of Venus in Taurus. Because this isn't just about inner work. This transit has very specific, tangible effects on your financial reality. Taurus is ruled by Venus, which means when Venus is in Taurus, it's operating at full power. Think of it like a phone that's finally plugged into the right charger. Everything works better. Everything flows easier. And in the realm of money, that means opportunities start appearing that weren't there before. Here's what I've seen happen during previous Venus and Taurus transits. People get job offers they didn't apply for. Clients they'd forgotten about suddenly reach out ready to work. Investments that seemed dead in the water suddenly pay off. Money that was owed to them for months or years finally arrives. They find cash they didn't know they had. They get unexpected refunds. They win contests. They receive gifts. They stumble into opportunities that feel like pure luck but are actually the universe responding to their energetic alignment. And it's not just about money coming in. It's about your relationship with money changing. Taurus is a sign that understands value. When Venus is in Taurus, you start seeing your own value more clearly. You stop undercharging for your work. You stop accepting less than you deserve. You stop tolerating situations where you're giving more than you're receiving. You develop what I call financial self-respect. And that shift in how you value yourself changes everything about how money flows to you. There's a concept in energy work called the abundance frequency. It's the idea that wealth isn't just about what you do. It's about what you are. It's about the energetic signal you're broadcasting into the universe. When you're vibrating at the frequency of lack, of scarcity, of not enough, the universe matches that frequency and sends you more experiences of lack. But when you shift into the frequency of abundance, of worthiness, of more than enough, the universe matches that too. And suddenly, money starts showing up in ways that feel almost magical. Venus in Taurus is like a cosmic tuning fork. It helps you find that abundance frequency and lock into it. But you have to be willing to let go of the old frequency. You have to be willing to stop telling the story of struggle. You have to be willing to stop bonding with people over how hard everything is. You have to be willing to stop wearing your financial stress like a badge of honor. Because as long as you're identified with being broke, as long as that's part of your identity, the universe will keep giving you experiences that confirm that identity. I know that sounds harsh, but I'm not saying this to make you feel bad. I'm saying it because I want you to be free. I want you to understand that you have more power over your financial reality than you've been taught to believe. And March 16th is the day the universe is handing you the keys to that power. Let me tell you about Mercury going direct. Because this is the piece that most people overlook. Mercury retrograde gets all the attention. Everyone talks about the delays, the miscommunications, the technology breaking down. But Mercury stationing direct is just as powerful, if not more so. Because when Mercury goes direct, everything that was stuck starts moving. Everything that was unclear becomes clear. Everything that was delayed suddenly accelerates. In Pisces, Mercury direct is especially potent for financial intuition. Pisces is the sign of the subconscious, of dreams, of the invisible realms where manifestation actually happens before it shows up in physical reality. When Mercury goes direct in Pisces, it's like a download from the universe. You start receiving insights about money that you couldn't access before. You start seeing opportunities you were blind to. You start understanding patterns in your financial life that were hidden. This is why the combination of Venus entering Taurus and Mercury going direct on the same day is so rare and so powerful. Venus is opening the door to abundance. Mercury is giving you the clarity to walk through it. Venus is saying, you're worthy of wealth. Mercury is saying, here's exactly how to receive it. Together, they create a perfect storm of manifestation potential. But here's what you need to understand. This isn't passive. The universe isn't going to drop $1 million in your lap while you sit on the couch eating chips. The portal opens, but you have to walk through it. You have to take action. You have to be willing to do things differently than you've been doing them. Because if you keep doing what you've always done, you'll keep getting what you've always gotten, no matter how powerful the cosmic alignment is. So what does action look like during this portal? First, you need to get clear on what you actually want. Not what you think you should want. Not what would make other people happy. Not what seems realistic or reasonable. What do you actually want? How much money would make you feel free? What would financial abundance look like in your life? Get specific. Write it down. Don't censor yourself. Don't talk yourself out of it before you even finish the sentence. Just let yourself want what you want without judgment. Second, you need to clean up your financial energy. And I mean that literally. Look at your wallet. Is it full of old receipts and crumpled bills? Clean it out. Organize your money. Treat it with respect. Look at your bank accounts. Are you avoiding them because you're scared of what you'll see? Log in. Face the numbers. You can't change what you won't acknowledge. Look at your bills. Are they piled up somewhere? Creating a constant background hum of stress. Deal with them. Make a plan. Even if you can't pay everything right now. The act of organizing creates energetic movement. Third, you need to do something that signals to the universe you're ready to receive. This is where most people get stuck. They wait for the money to show up before they act like someone who has money. But that's backwards. You have to act first. You have to become the person who has abundance before the abundance arrives. So what would someone who has plenty of money do? They'd probably treat themselves to something nice. Even if it's small. They'd probably donate to a cause they care about. They'd probably invest in themselves, in their education, in their growth. They'd probably clean their house and create space for new things to enter. They'd probably dress well and take care of their appearance. They'd probably speak confidently about their worth. You don't have to do all of these things, but you need to do something. You need to take one action that breaks the pattern of scarcity. One action that says, I'm not broke anymore. I'm abundant. Even if your bank account doesn't reflect it yet. You're choosing to embody abundance now. Because the external reality always follows the internal shift. Always. Fourth, you need to pay attention to the signs. During this 48-hour portal, the universe is going to be communicating with you constantly. You might overhear a conversation that gives you an idea. You might see a job posting that feels aligned. You might get a random message from someone you haven't talked to in years. You might have a dream that shows you the next step. These aren't coincidences. These are breadcrumbs. And if you're paying attention, if you're open and receptive, you'll be able to follow them to exactly where you need to go. I've seen this happen so many times. Someone will tell me, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to make more money. And then during a powerful transit like this, an opportunity will literally fall into their lap. But they almost miss it because they're so focused on looking for something big and dramatic that they overlook the quiet nudge from the universe. The opportunity doesn't always look the way you expect it to look. Sometimes it's small. Sometimes it's weird. Sometimes it requires you to do something that feels uncomfortable or unfamiliar. But if you're willing to trust the signs, if you're willing to follow the breadcrumbs even when you can't see the whole path, you'll end up exactly where you need to be. There's something else I need to tell you about this particular Venus in Taurus transit. It's not just about receiving money. It's about learning to keep it. Taurus is a sign that understands sustainability. It's not interested in quick wins that disappear just as fast. It's interested in building something solid, something that lasts. So the lessons coming through during this portal are going to be about financial stability, about creating systems that support ongoing abundance, about developing the habits and mindsets that allow wealth to accumulate instead of constantly flowing out as fast as it flows in. A lot of people have what I call a leaky abundance container. Money comes in, but it immediately leaks out through unconscious spending, through giving too much to others, through self-sabotage, through emergencies that seem to appear out of nowhere. If that's been your pattern, Venus in Taurus is going to help you patch those leaks. You're going to start noticing where your energy and resources are draining away. You're going to start setting better boundaries. You're going to start making choices that prioritize your financial well-being instead of constantly putting yourself last. And here's something beautiful about Taurus energy. It's sensual. It's about pleasure. It's about enjoying the physical world. So this isn't about becoming a miser who hoards every penny and never enjoys life. It's about learning to have abundance and enjoy it, to spend money on things that genuinely bring you joy while also building security for the future. It's about finding that balance between deprivation and excess, between scarcity and waste. It's about developing a healthy, mature relationship with money where you're neither controlled by it nor controlling it, but flowing with it in a way that feels good and sustainable. I'm going to continue from where the second part ended, maintaining the conversational, urgent, and empathetic tone while delivering the final third of this script about the March 16th wealth portal. Now want to address something that's probably running through your mind right now. You might be thinking, okay, this all sounds great, but what if I've tried this before? What if I've gotten my hopes up during other cosmic events and nothing happened? What if this is just another disappointment waiting to happen? And I want you to know that I hear you. That skepticism isn't weakness. It's actually wisdom born from experience. You've been let down before. You've believed in things that didn't pan out. And your nervous system is trying to protect you from that pain happening again. But here's what I need you to understand. The reason previous attempts didn't work wasn't because you're broken or because manifestation doesn't work or because the universe doesn't care about you. It's because the timing wasn't right. You were planting seeds in winter and wondering why they weren't blooming. You were trying to force something to happen before the energetic conditions were aligned to support it. And that's exhausting. That's why you feel burned out. That's why you feel like giving up. March 16th is different because this isn't you trying to force something. This is the universe meeting you halfway. This is cosmic support arriving at exactly the moment you need it most. Think of it like this. You've been pushing a boulder uphill for months, maybe years, and suddenly, on March 16th, the hill levels out. The resistance drops. The path clears. You're not pushing anymore. You're flowing. And that flow is what creates the breakthrough. I've watched this pattern repeat itself in my own life and in the lives of hundreds of people I've worked with. There are moments when you're swimming against the current, and no matter how hard you try, you barely move forward. And then there are moments when the current shifts, and suddenly you're being carried exactly where you need to go with half the effort. March 16th is one of those current shift moments. And if you can recognize it for what it is, if you can let go of the struggle and allow yourself to be carried, you're going to be amazed at how quickly things change. Let me tell you about the specific actions you can take during this 48-hour window that will amplify the energy and accelerate your results. First, on March 16th itself, I want you to do a money ritual. And before you roll your eyes and think this is too woo-woo, hear me out. A ritual is just a focused action that signals intention to your subconscious and to the universe. It doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't require special tools or knowledge. It just requires present sincerity. Here's what I recommend. Find a quiet moment, even if it's just 10 minutes. Light a candle if you have one. Hold a coin or a bill in your hand. Close your eyes and feel the weight of it. Feel the texture. And then say out loud, I am ready to receive abundance. I am worthy of wealth. I am open to opportunities. Money flows to me easily, unnaturally. I am grateful for the prosperity that is already mine. Say it like you mean it. Say it until you feel something shift inside you. That shift, that's your energy changing. That's the signal going out into the universe. After you do this, I want you to spend money intentionally. I know that might sound counterintuitive when you're trying to attract more money. But this is important. Spend a small amount on something that brings you genuine joy. It could be a coffee from your favorite cafe. It could be flowers. It could be a book you've been wanting to read. The amount doesn't matter. What matters is the energy behind it. You're demonstrating to the universe that you trust in abundance. You're showing that you're not operating from scarcity. You're proving that you believe more is coming. Second, on March 17th, I want you to write a list of every way money could come to you. Not just the obvious ways like your job or your business. I'm talking about every possible channel. Gifts, refunds, rebates, winning something, finding something, selling something you no longer need, a raise, a bonus, a new client, an unexpected opportunity, a debt being forgiven, an investment paying off, inheritance, royalties, commissions. Get creative. Let your imagination run wild. Because when you open your mind to multiple streams of income, you're giving the universe multiple pathways to deliver abundance to you. Most people have tunnel vision when it comes to money. They think it can only come from one source, usually their job. And when that source feels limited or stuck, they feel trapped. But the universe is infinitely creative. There are 1,000 ways money could reach you that you haven't even considered yet. By making this list, you're expanding your receptivity. You're saying to the universe, I'm open to receiving from any direction. Surprise me. Show me possibilities I haven't seen. Third, during this entire 48-hour window, I want you to practice gratitude for money you've already received. This is one of the most powerful abundance practices that exists. And most people skip it because they're so focused on what they don't have that they forget to appreciate what they do have. Every time you spend money during these 2 days, say thank you. Thank you for this food. Thank you for this roof over my head. Thank you for this electricity. Thank you for this water. Thank you for this transportation. Thank you for this phone. Thank you for this internet connection. When you start acknowledging all the ways money has already supported you, all the ways abundance is already present in your life, you shift out of lack consciousness and into abundance consciousness. And that shift is magnetic. The universe responds to gratitude by giving you more things to be grateful for. It's a positive feedback loop. The more you appreciate, the more you receive. The more you receive, the more you appreciate. And the cycle continues, building momentum, creating a snowball effect of abundance. Now let's talk about what happens after the portal closes. Because March 16th and 17th are the peak. But the energy doesn't just disappear on March 18th. Venus will be in Taurus for several weeks, and Mercury will continue moving forward. So the momentum you build during this 48-hour window will carry forward. The seeds you plant will continue growing. The opportunities you activate will continue unfolding. But here's the key. You have to maintain the energy. You can't just do the work for 2 days and then go back to your old patterns and expect the results to stick. This portal is giving you a head start, but you have to keep running. You have to keep choosing abundance. You have to keep acting like the person who has wealth. You have to keep following the signs. You have to keep trusting the process, even when you can't see immediate results. Think of it like working out. If you go to the gym for 2 days and then stop, you're not going to see lasting change. But if you use those 2 days to build momentum, to establish a routine, to prove to yourself that you can do it, and then you keep going, that's when transformation happens. March 16th and 17th are your momentum builders. They're your proof of concept. They're the universe showing you that yes, this works. Yes, you can do this. Yes, abundance is real and available to you. And then it's up to you to take that proof and run with it. I also want to prepare you for something that might happen in the days and weeks following this portal. You might experience what I call abundance tests. These are situations where the universe checks to see if you've really integrated the lessons, if you've really shifted your energy, if you're really ready to hold wealth. An abundance test might look like an unexpected expense showing up right after you receive money. It might look like someone asking you for financial help. It might look like an opportunity that requires you to invest in yourself before you see a return. These tests aren't meant to punish you or take away your abundance. They're meant to strengthen your abundance muscle. They're meant to show you that you can handle financial challenges without falling back into scarcity thinking. They're meant to prove that your relationship with money has actually changed, that you're not just temporarily feeling good because of a cosmic event, but that you've genuinely transformed. When these tests come, and they will come, I want you to remember this. Abundance isn't about never having financial challenges. It's about how you respond to those challenges. Do you panic and contract and start telling the story of not enough? Or do you stay calm and trust and know that this is temporary, that more is coming, that you're supported? The person who passes the abundance tests is the person who gets to keep the abundance. Let me share one more story with you before we wrap up. I have a friend who went through a powerful Venus transit a few years ago. She did all the work. She set intentions. She took action. She opened herself to receiving. And within a week, she got a huge freelance contract. More money than she'd ever made from a single project. She was ecstatic. She felt like all her manifestation work had finally paid off. But then, 2 days after she got the contract, her car broke down. Major repairs. Expensive. And she had a choice. She could freak out and think, see, I can never get ahead. Every time something good happens, something bad takes it away. Or she could stay in abundance consciousness and trust that this was just a test. She chose trust. She paid for the repairs without drama. She didn't make it mean anything about her worth or her ability to have money. She just handled it and moved on. And you know what happened? The freelance contract led to 3 more contracts. The client referred her to other clients. Within 6 months, she'd tripled her income. Within a year, she'd quit her day job and was working for herself full-time, making more money than she ever had in her life. But none of that would have happened if she'd failed the test. If she'd let that car repair send her spiraling back into scarcity, she would have energetically closed the door on everything that was trying to come through. So when your tests come, and they will, remember her story. Remember that the universe isn't trying to trick you or take things away. It's trying to make sure you're strong enough to hold what's coming. It's trying to build your confidence. It's trying to show you that you can handle anything, that you're not fragile, that you're not going to fall apart the first time something unexpected happens. Now, as we come to the end of this message, I want to leave you with something to carry forward. March 16th is a doorway, but you're the one who has to walk through it. The cosmic conditions are perfect. The energy is aligned. The universe is ready to deliver. But none of that matters if you stay stuck in the same old patterns, the same old fears, The same old stories about why you can't have what you want. You have a choice right now. You can watch this video, feel inspired for a few minutes, and then go back to your regular life and forget everything you heard. Or you can decide that this is the moment everything changes. You can decide that you're done struggling. You're done settling. You're done playing small. You're done pretending you don't want abundance because you're afraid of being disappointed. The universe is handing you a gift, a rare, powerful, cosmic gift, and all you have to do is reach out and take it. All you have to do is